Welcome back. Now, most workers have suffered burnout at some point in their careers. According to reports, 42% of women worldwide are burnt out, and these women deliver good performance and achieve business results. However, burnout is affecting their personal lives. So for more on this, we're now joined by Lize Maritz from Brain Harmonics. Lize, thank you for your time and good morning to you. Let's first start with the definition of burnout, if we may, so we get a better understanding of what exactly we're talking about. Perhaps we can even detect it, from this conversation, if it's something, one of our viewers is going through. So how would you then define burnout?
Well, the easiest way to define it is that you have a perpetual tiredness about you. You'll feel constantly exhausted because of workplace pressure. So basically, you won't have energy for anything because of all the pressure that's added in your workplace. So easy enough to, to define it that way.
So is it possible to have functional burnout, if I may phrase it that way, where you are exhausted, you're fatigued, however, you seem to be productive at work, you're still producing results and you're smiling, everything seems fine. However, when you get home that your body, your mind just can't take it anymore.
Yes, absolutely. Up until a point, eventually you're going to actually, I don't want to say fall apart, but your body's going to let you know that it's time to take a break. You're going to suffer from headaches, you're going to get stomach ulcers, or you're going to not feel well, you're not going to eat well, you're not going to sleep well, all of those things. But I mean, it's easy enough for us to put on a brave face at work, especially because of the pressure at work. We have to.
So with that being said, I'm seeing here the numbers, Liz, are quite staggering. 42% of women reporting to be burnt out. This we're seeing globally. What informs this statistic?
The World Health Organization did studies where they found that most women, which is a scary statistic, are suffering from the burnout. It's especially, I think, is exacerbated by COVID, where we had all the added pressure put on us from homeschooling kids, from working and performing at work, keeping a household, looking after elderly people. It's just been made worse, I think. But yeah, it's been around for a while, but I think it's gotten worse lately.
I like this explanation because I think it kind of it makes sense to me personally, but I'm sure other women can relate to this. Burnout arising when individuals cannot access enough recovery between stresses. Are we seeing that pressure that more individuals, I suppose either men or women, but according to the stats, it seems to be more women, that in between stresses, there's no recovery. I mean, you're a working mother, you come home, there's still, the role of being a mother, you get out, you're a friend, you're a sister, you're a wife, you come to work, there are responsibilities. So there seems to be no break whatsoever in between.
That is exactly the problem. We don't have any break. Ideally, it would be good to have some downtime for yourself, just to recoup and recover from your day before you get into the tasks at home. But that just does not seem to be the case. It's like a continuous spiral. You get up in the morning, you probably haven't slept well, so you start your day tired, you go to work, you have to perform, you have to put on the face, you have to be productive, you have to do everything. Then you get home, you're probably stuck in traffic as well. Then you get home, you have to tend to the kids, you have to do school. It's just, it doesn't stop. You go to bed, you're exhausted, you don't sleep well. It all starts again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really tough.
And I can imagine this can affect one's mental health as well. So what are some of the solutions to this? What tips can you give more women and I suppose more men who are currently experiencing burnout?
Well, the ideal would be to be able to get the breaks in between. So small little things can even make a little bit of a difference. Like, for instance, if you are getting ready in the morning, put on some favorite music. When you get home, go for a walk around the block, for instance. If you can get out in nature for a little while, take the kids. You can spend some quality time there. Just really trying to get a work-life balance would be ideal. Of course, there are other resources like we have neurofeedback, which can help balance the brain waves from the inside, which will help relieve some of the extra stress that you're carrying around. It will help you sleep better. It can help relieve depression symptoms, trauma, all kinds of things, which just makes you feel worse and worse and worse all the time. So it will actually help your brain to get a little bit of a de-stress, if I can put it that way, have a little bit of a break so you're not so overwhelmed all the time, which will put you in a better wellness state as well.
I think that's important, Liz, and I'm hoping that all our viewers have taken note of this and can, do a check, a personal check to say, I am showing symptoms of burnout and I need to do something about it while I still have time, and also to assist with their mental health. But I appreciate you speaking to me this morning, Lize Maritz from Brain Harmonics, joining us and just giving the importance on checking in with yourself and making sure that you do give yourself time out in between stresses. Could be work, your role as a mother, as a sister, as a friend, but you do need to have time for yourself.